Red Rock Construction are excited to present our portion of the Desert Color development located in St. George, Utah. We've identified the development to be an active adult community because of the exponential growth of the 55 and older demographic, limited competition, and strong housing market in the area. We propose the 130 acres to be broken into 469 single-family units, constructed over 5 phases. After analyzing the market and with a strong sales and marketing plan, we are confident in an average absorption rate of 8 homes per month. This would lead to the completion of the project within a 5-year time frame. We have 2 scenarios which we would like to propose. The first scenario would be to acquire the 130 acres for $16.9 million. This would yield a 34% internal rate of return over the course of the project. The second scenario would be to enter into a developmental lease with the School and Institutional Trust Land Administration, commonly known as SITLA. This scenario is mutually beneficial as SITLA would create more income for state schools while we would increase our internal rate of return and drastically reduce the risk associated with the $16.9 million land acquisition. We are confident that both scenarios are feasible and would lead to a successful project. Braden will now cover our sales and marketing.
With a growing active adult community, a strong housing market, and little local competition, we at Red Rock Construction are confident that sales will be strong for Desert Color in St. George. From the years 2000 to 2017, the annual growth rate for St. George was 3.6%. That is almost triple the national average for the same time period. When we studied the demographics, we found that approximately 36% of the total population of St. George was over the age of 55, and that is a third of the entire market. St. George is already a well-known retirement community, and with the projected growth, the 55-plus active adult community is a stable target market. Homes in St. George typically sell in 49 days, with an average sale price of $370,000. Other builders in the area sell approximately 6 to 12 homes per month, which is high in comparison to other comparable markets. We have identified two main competitors in St. George, Sunriver and Brio, both of which are nearing completion, allowing for us at Desert Color to enter the market as the new community in the area. Sunriver and Brio are selling their homes for approximately $185 a square foot, while our portion of the Desert Color development will be sold for $178 per square foot. With mild local competition and keeping costs low, Desert Color will acquire a foothold in the market. At Red Rock Construction, we have 3 main marketing strategies to optimize sales in Desert Color. We have an online, regional, and local marketing strategy. Our online strategy will focus primarily on our website and social media presence, focusing on Facebook, Google Ads, and YouTube to target our specific market. Since many of our clients may migrate into St. George from surrounding regional cities, Desert Color will have ads on billboards, magazines, and other locations within these cities. We also will have a program called Stay and Play, where we incentivize potential clients to come and tour our facility while we pay for their stay in St. George. We plan on selling 8 homes a month in Desert Color, which is well within the norm of 6 to 12 for other comparable communities. After completing a cost analysis, we found that having an in-house sales team will save Red Rock Construction approximately $140,000 a year over relying wholly on outside sales. Our sales director will earn a 1.5% commission, while their assistant will earn a 1% commission on each sale they bring in individually. Desert Color does welcome outside sales and is offering a generous 2.5% commission along with other generous incentives. Both our in-house and outside sales commissions are competitive for the area. Now Stuart will discuss our land development strategy.
Thanks, Braden. Developing this community was a challenging but rewarding task for our team. The first challenge is collapsible clays in 2 regions of our development, one in the north and the other in the south. Collapsible clays can make it difficult to build, but we have engineered ways to mitigate these issues by making adaptations to the subgrade and damming lots. This will allow homes to be built throughout the entirety of the project. Hard bedrock is also encountered, but its low depth may only interfere with some utilities. We will connect to most utilities from our main entrance. These lines will continue phase by phase to keep our early homeowners connected. There will also be detention ponds located in the southwest to mitigate flooding from 50 and 100-year storms. Our community will be under the neighborhood edge zoning classification. This zoning requires 50-foot wide lots and fairly small setbacks. In our market study, we found that this product would not sell within the 5-year time constraint, so we proposed lots that are 7,000 square feet and 70 feet wide. Red Rock Construction believes that this will fulfill a niche by balancing density while still rewarding our future active adult residents with space. We gladly propose 469 lots with land development costs totaling $21.7 million. Emily will now explain our product.
In response to demand as seen in our market analysis, Red Rock Construction plans to offer a variety of single-family floor plans that will optimize owner quality of living while still beautifully matching the local landscape. Our 5 floor plans will feature a variety of desert Spanish Mission, cottage-style, craftsman, and modern-style homes. These designs will help us in reaching our goal of building functional, comfortable, and aesthetically pleasing homes with contemporary open floor space, beautifully lit finishes, large windows, and more. Overall sales prices will range from $310,000 to $418,000, and square footage will range from 1,700 to 3,000 square feet. With 3 facade options per floor plan, the use of mirroring, and many lot options, the development will feature a positively balanced variety of homes. Since catering to the wants and needs of homebuyers will be a priority to us, our upgrade packages will include improvements such as larger kitchen islands, full tile showers, and higher built-in sustainability. New owners will have the option to choose from one of 3 upgrade packages: bronze, silver, or gold. We anticipate that these packages will enhance project profitability by increasing average sales revenue per unit by more than 5%. These homes will be built with high-quality materials that will blend seamlessly both with the desert landscape and surrounding developments. Low-slope clay tile roofs, brick, stone, and stucco will cover our homes, and they will all be single-story to eliminate all possible entry steps for ingress and egress. Need-specific ADA hardware will also be available. Since we value sustainability, all homes within the development will be ENERGY STAR certified as a minimum, and other green options will be offered within upgrade packages. Community amenities will include a pool, a clubhouse, pavilions, pickleball courts, and a gazebo. We hope to provide residents with plenty of recreational enjoyment to further improve quality of life. Now Christian will explain our project management plan.
Thank you, Emily. At Red Rock Construction, safety and risk are our high priority. We intend to have many factors in place to ensure public safety. Our efforts will mitigate and manage the many different aspects of risk throughout the developmental process. In this community, there will be 5 large phases. We recognize the need for traffic control, and we have planned accordingly. There will be 4 exits and entrances. In addition, we have put specific traffic patterns in specific concrete washout locations to minimize and reduce traffic concerns. This will direct and encourage our heavy machinery and equipment to a consistent and appropriate flow. In addition, our superintendent will be heavily involved in the local Dixie Clean Stormwater Coalition to ensure we're compliant with all SWIP regulations. We are very confident in our aggressive building schedule. Throughout the duration of the project, we intend to have constant vertical construction. We must maintain a high production rate and a high quality product. We are able to do this through a highly competent and high performing project management team. Quality assurance and quality control are a must to ensure all of our clients have a positive experience. As I mentioned before, there are 5 large phases in this community. Our first phase will include our central amenities package, as well as our model homes. Upon 75% substantial completion, we will then move on to our second phase. By staggering our phase starts, we are able to have greater control over the construction process and speed, and we are able to work hand in hand with our sales team, increasing clientele satisfaction and customer service. Ben will now explain how we will be profitable on this project.
Considering that financing is the lifeblood of every construction project, Red Rock Construction has created a durable model incorporating protections and safety nets to reduce risk to investors and maintain profitability. The entirety of the project is estimated to cost $150 million, but will become self-sustaining by the 31st month. To get the project off the ground, we're looking for an investment of $27 million. We will use $17 million of this investment for the land acquisition costs, and the remaining funds will be used to bring the project to the break-even point. The subdivision contains 469 homes, will be built throughout 5 phases, and will create a total profit of $31 million. Following this model will allow us to achieve an annual IRR of 34%. And understanding that there's risk involved in every construction development, we have analyzed 3 separate scenarios to better understand what market fluctuations our project can handle and which would require us to take an exit strategy. For our base scenario, we analyzed current market data and historical developments to feel confident in our absorption rate of 8 homes per month. For our conservative scenario, we analyzed what would happen if the market demand dropped and our absorption rate fell to 6 homes per month. In this situation, because of the project's 5-year deadline, we would not be able to sell off the entire development. To remedy this issue, we would halt development on the 5th phase and sell off the remaining 115 papered lots. Our third and final scenario was developed with financial stability and company profitability in mind. Throughout the study of the site, we came across the option to partner with SITLA, Utah School and Institutional Trust Land Administration. This partnership would allow us to develop the land without the initial acquisition costs. Historically, SITLA has worked with developers in the past, and we believe that we can also strike a deal with them. Now, this would be a huge benefit to us as it would reduce the risk and dramatically increase our annual IRR. The process would pay off the land in conjunction with each lot that we sold, instead of having to pay for it up front. Initially, this would be a variable cost, depending on which phase of the project we're in. So to start, it would be 30% above market value, continually decreasing to a low of 10%. Now, with these scenarios modeled, we know that our project is financially stable and will bring about more than the expected return on investment, plus a large profit. We are very excited about our project and look forward to working with you in the future.
Between the warm climate, golf courses, and many other local attractions, the St. George area offers a great location for our target market. The layout of the amenities and design of the homes will create an attractive and comfortable place to live for future buyers. Whether we decide to purchase the land up front or enter into an agreement with SITLA, we are confident in the feasibility of this project. We present to you the active adult community of the Desert Color Development. We will now take any questions. Thank you.
Very nicely done. So, a couple things I liked. I particularly liked the idea of the different land options and explaining that you think you can buy it for $17 million, but you'd be willing to pay up to X. That's a good way to execute that strategy. That's how it would really work in the real world most of the time, if you're trying to get executive approval for a deal, because you never know for sure what you're going to end up with. I do like the SITLA thing as well. That would probably be what most companies would choose to do. So you guys identified that. You got a bit of a home court advantage because you live close by and you know about it, but you still did a good job for running numbers for it. Very good. I like the stay and play advertising. It's a good idea. I like, the product and the land plan. Those things were all good. I will now ask you something. I'm going to pick on you a little bit. I think that in your financials, you guys have kind of a blowout. You can afford one because you have a lot of room in your math, but I think you did not run the marketing costs out properly. You've got a good marketing budget in your detail for something like $30,000 a month. I look on your cash flow, you've got $125,000 over the whole project. So I think you took the monthly cost and forgot to times it by 12. So I don't know if you know that that's right or not. I'm kind of looking at it. So just something to consider. If I'm wrong and you know I'm wrong, now would be a good time to tell me. But I'm pretty sure you missed that. I mean, so you'd be a few $1 million off. You're making $30 million on the deal. It's not going to make or break the project. So just be careful about the final. It's easy to miss numbers by simple things like that, forgetting to multiply by 12, but amazing what a giant effect that can have. So in this case, not the end of the world, and a very nice job overall.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job. Good recovery from the technical difficulties. Question, what's your build time for the home? What's your cycle time?
Yes, that's a great question. So we're planning on most homes being between 2 and 3 months. We're pretty confident in that aggressive schedule, but it's pretty simple floor plans. It's single story, it's slab on grade.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing that kind of makes me concerned is you have a five phase program, right? So you're delivering lots, kind of the phase 5 lots, the purple lots, very late in the game. So if I had to tell you, I need this done in 4 phases, could you do it? And what would be your impact over on the overall project? Do you know kind of where you could stretch or where you could pull from?
Yeah, so my slide that had all the different phases on it, some phases had 115, some had like 64, I think was our lowest phase.
Yeah.
So we'd be able to disperse that out. Another huge plan that we didn't mention is the fact that we want to pre-sale early on. So I said constant vertical construction. That means once we have all of our horizontal done, then it's just constant vertical construction from there. But yeah, I feel pretty confident that we'd be able to do it in 4 phases.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, with this buyer, they've got time on their hands. They will take their time selecting a home, getting them contracted, and then giving yourself essentially a 7-month window to contract it, build it, and close it is super tight. So just understand you've got a lot of risk in the back end of this that could delay your project a few more months than you would intend. So, but otherwise, I think it was a great job.
We also have included a couple extra months for closeout, just in case something like that were to occur.
Perfect.
I agree. Great job, guys. I liked the kind of emphasis on the main entrance there, split main entrance, no houses fronting to it, dead end on the amenity. I think that's a good design there. I'm gonna piggyback on what John said for a second with the financials. I kind of saw that marketing expense issue as well, but then the other expense that I see is that the total budget for warranty is $1,700 for the life of the project. And I'm guessing you meant to put $1,700 per house. And so, you know, you times that by 400 and something houses, and it's a lot different than 1,700 versus that times 400. And so, yeah, was that the intent, that that's a per house expense, or is the warranty expense baked into the financials somewhere else?
The warranty expense is baked in to it. Each house has built into it we have a hard cost, and that is one of the hard costs that we put into every home. And so I don't know the exact point where you're talking about, but yeah, we have calculated it in. And for things that do slide by, we have put in a contingency of 4% for every house throughout the entire project. And so for small issues that maybe are overseen on every development, we have factored that in.
Okay. So like a warranty reserve or something like that. Would I find that in the cost breakdown?
Yes, it should be there.
Okay. The contingency of 4%.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Yeah, and I did see that as well. Yeah, I'd say just watch that on the cost and some explanation if you're gonna do a warranty reserve or something like that. I don't see a warranty reserve in the construction cost breakdown. But you know, you see $1,700 for total warranty, and it's just red flag a little bit. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Overall, a really nice job. I thought you had one of the most realistic development costs that were out there. Just as a matter of the real world, if you're willing to pay up to $26 million, and we're the executive board, you ask for $26 million and then you spend less. If you come in and ask for 16 and you have to come back, it's just one more chance for us to say no, right? It opens up the can of worms and you put yourself in a really awkward spot. So ask for the 26 and then offer the 16 and then you have room. Talk to me about the amenity. It's a social hub, it's one of the most important things. What size is the amenity? What does it have?
So our pool amenity is an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The clubhouse is 2,000 square feet, and it includes space for recreational activity and just enjoying themselves. And we have 6 pickleball courts. Pickleball is in high demand in the area, and several pavilions and gazebos for them to have meals, and there's also green space.
Sure, and I saw a cost associated with that, about $592,000, is that right? So I think, but you have 469 lots. It's a lot of people. Usually the rule of thumb is 25 square feet per house, which would put you at almost 12,000 square foot amenity to handle that kind of activity. So I think it's pretty well underserved there. And your cost costs, I think, is going to be closer to put those kinds of things in there, $550 a square foot. So that could be $7.5 million. So I think there's a fundamental disconnect in some of those costs, what you're trying to provide your experience to what you have in there. Also, I didn't see, it's very common for all of these communities to be ringed with a wall and fence, very normal there, but I didn't see any wall and fence in your development budget.
I'll speak to that. And that was part of the technical difficulty. We actually had a Lumion video that would show that, but we have included a wall and fence surrounding the subdivision and along the main arteries throughout the subdivision.
It was buried somewhere in the costs.
Yes, it is in the financials, yes.
Great. And just one other thing, you did find the land lease, that was excellent, good job. But you didn't adhere to the design criteria to the neighborhood at all with the front porch requirements and setbacks on the garages or the garages not facing forward, which was a pretty important element to all this. So it's a great proposal, very solid, but none of these homes could be built. And that might have adversely affected your density ultimately and all that. So that was readily available information out there. So, but excellent work. I know it sounds really bad. You did amazing work. When you have a high quality presentation, you get pickier results. So that's all that was.
All right. I need to commend you guys on recovering from your technical issue. I started the clock because this is a real world presentation and things like this happen in the real world. And you guys did well. You guys responded. You guys didn't panic. You guys went through your presentation. You guys didn't sound rushed. So commended for that. Very good job. A couple things to Scott's product issue, the garage setbacks and things like that. Those are the kind of things that you need to, make sure that you're looking at some of the detail a little bit closer. My biggest thing is the model. I like your model entrance. My only concern is you've got models on both sides of the road, so logistically trying to get buyers back and forth, especially with traffic, that's your main artery coming in. So I'd be a little concerned on the logistics getting people back and forth safely. But other than that, I thought you did well, and again, very nice recovery. Congrats.
All right. That's it.
That's it.
Great job, guys.